Good morning, Salvador. This is Paola Lopez.
And this is Joanna Martinez.
And this is JMPL on Channel 68.
Bringing you breaking news on El Salvador.
Good morning, Paula. How are you doing today?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
I'm great. So, Paula, what are we going to talk about today?
Today we're going to talk about the situation in El Salvador.
What situation?
The FMLN situation between the government.
What does the FMLN stand for?
Okay, one of today's topic is the FMLN in El Salvador. The FMLN stands for Farabunda Marti National Liberation Front.
All I know about the FMLN is that they're democratic socialist on the left-wing position in this political situation.
The FMLN are going against the government because the FMLN wants the government to have equal wealth for everyone.
The U.S. government didn't agree with the FMLN and felt it was a threat to El Salvador. Therefore, they supported the Salvadorian government. The FMLN was founded on October 10, 1980. Their goal was to overthrow the military dictatorship that ruled the government and replace it with a communist government.
Besides the FMLN, there were many other major groups which were the ESAF, El Salvador Armed Forces. They were untrained militants that fought for the Salvadorian government.
Another major group is the Death Squad. The U.S. trained Salvadorian groups to use torture techniques like electric shock, burn, and rape.
The last group we're going to mention is the Sombra Negra, who targeted criminals, gang members, guerrillas to kill them at night.
Later on, we're going to interview someone who wants to remain anonymous about the FMLN. So, Paula, what did you think about the FMLN?
I feel like the FMLN are trying really hard to get what they want in the government, but at the same time, they're bad people, killing a lot of innocent people.
I have to agree with you on that.
Let's learn more about the Salvadorian Civil War.
Now we are going to talk about the leaders of the Salvadorian government. Here's Jose Napoleon Duarte. He was president from June 1st, 1984 to June 1st, 1989, which was 5 years. That was a good period of time. And then before him was Alvaro Magaña. He was president from 1982 to 1984. Then is Alfredo Cristani. He was president from 1989 to 1994. Jose Guillermo Garcia. He was a general in El Salvador military. And this is Roberto Dawison. He was a major in the Salvadorian army, also a leader of the Nationalist Republican Alliance from 1980 to 1985. And as you see, these were some major leaders from the Salvadorian government.
These are the leaders and commanders of the FMLN. This is Merardo Gonzalez. He is the leader of the FMLN. This is Shafiq Handal. He was a Salvadorian politician. He was one of the founders of the FMLN. He worked out the strategies and operations of the guerrilla war. Leonel Gonzalez became a commanding general of the FMLN in 1984. Cayetano Carpio was another leader of the FMLN. He felt it was right for armed revolution to end military revolution in El Salvador. Joaquin Villalobos is a former guerrilla leader. After 1980, he became one of the FMLN's main strategists. And this is Nidia Diaz. Nidia Diaz was a guerrilla commander for the FMLN.
Today we are going to interview a victim that was sadly affected by this whole situation who wants to remain anonymous. ¿Ha pasado algo difícil para usted en esta guerra?
Ya tiene un mes que mataron a mi hijo Juan. Yo estaba lavando los platos y escuché los balazos. Salí afuera solo para ver a mi hijito muerto. Yo vi que ponían a la gente en una línea y lo disparaban con la pistola en menos de un minuto. Todo pasó tan rápido. La tristeza que me dio a ver a mi hijo muerto en el suelo y a la gente que mataron.
Wow, tragic story. There are millions of people going through this, but this is just one of the millions of stories out there. The FMLN are killing a lot of innocent people and ruining families.
Now, we're going to show you our second interview. She also wishes to remain anonymous. She talks about what the FMLN did to her and her family.
Cuando estaba peleando el FMLN, ¿qué le pasó a su familia?
En 1980, mi papá acababa de salir de la cárcel. Estaba con... ¿Cómo le dice? Estuvo preso 6 años y tenía en libertad condicional. Y cuando en Gotera el FMLN, todos los guerrilleros se tomaron Gotera, llamaron a todos los del pueblo y todos los militares, se rodearon Gotera y a pelear con los FMLN, con los guerrilleros, y mi papá fue uno de ellos. Cuando estaban peleando, le cayó un balazo a un amigo de mi papá de 20 años, y mi papá, por irlo a defender, le cayó otra bala a mi papá y lo mataron. En 1980 hubieron muchos muertos. Yo me acuerdo que a las 12 de la noche llegaron los guerrilleros y sacaron a 12 hombres del pueblo y los formaron en el pueblo y les dispararon uno por uno. Fue bien tremendo. Y pasaron muchas cosas. A otra señora, que era la alcaldesa, la arrastraron en todo el pueblo, le sacaron la lengua, le hicieron una muerte bien brutal. Pero también los del Army, los soldados hacían cosas tremendas también, se mataban unos con otros. Pero mi familia, gracias a Dios, solo fue mi papá el que murió, porque mis hermanos se vinieron para San Salvador, mi mamá los mandó para que no los fueran a desertar. Pero fue tremenda la muerte de mi papá porque no lo pudimos recoger hasta los 8 días.
Wow, another tragic story. What do you think about that?
I think it's so horrible what they went through. I don't think anyone should have to go through that.
I agree with you. No one should go through that.
It's horrible.
Yeah. Well, another topic. The poor people of the country joined the guerrillas, communists, because they were not treated right, and they wanted to be treated equally like how the wealthy people were treated. It all started with the Pope Oscar Romero getting killed by the military because he was seen as a threat to the government, supporting the poor people in the country.
During his time as a bishop, Oscar Romero felt that El Salvador did not have justice for everyone in the country. He told the soldiers to disobey any orders of murder. His thoughts in assassination was one of the things that led to inequality of social classes, repressive military, and last but not least, the Civil War.
Wow, so Oscar Romero was a big influence to the war.
We'll be back after these messages. We are back on JMPL with Paula and Joanna.
So, Oscar Romero.
We have breaking news from Radio Venceremos.
Alright, let's hear what they have to say.
2, 3. Radio Venceremos, voz oficial del Frente Farabundo Martí para la Liberación Nacional, inicia la emisión de esta hora saludando a la clase trabajadora salvadoreña que fortalece su organización sindical, que multiplica los comités de trabajadores en cada fábrica o centro laboral.
Atención, mucha atención. Recordamos a nuestros oyentes que Radio Venceremos emite su señal guerrillera en 2 frecuencias cercanas a los 7 MHz en la banda.
For those who didn't understand, it is about the FMLN going to transmit the radio announcements through AM and FM stations.
They were saying if the imperialists blocked their announcements, they would switch to another station.
Thanks for watching JMPL on Channel 68.
We will catch up on more FMLN and Salvadorian news next time.
I'm Joanna.
And I'm Paola.
And we'll see you next week.